Hello and welcome to a step-by-step process for installing a Unilux VFC Retrofit vertical fan coil. To begin, remove the entire access panel, frame and door, and prepare the space around the VFC with protective plastic sheets to prevent a mess. Have a garbage disposal close by. Then remove the interior baffle to see the inside of the cabinet. Step 1 is to ensure that the shut-off valve is properly functioning to support the fan coil being disconnected. If the shut-off valves are OK to proceed, start by removing the power to the VFC by turning off the power at the fuse breaker panel and on the unit. Once you've opened the cabinet, start removing everything not related to water. Remove the blower, motor and electrical components, including the control board. To disconnect the motor, unplug the Molex connector if applicable, or cut the wires if it's hardwired. Now that only water components remain, crack the flex lines and ensure the valves hold. This is important to prevent against water damage. Older buildings may not have flex lines. They require new ball valves. Once you're certain the valves will hold the water, disconnect the water connections and remove the coil. When all the components are removed and the cabinet is empty, wet the old insulation to prevent the spread of debris. Then remove the old insulation. Ensure you pull out all the old insulation so that the metal cabinet can be entirely cleaned out and sanitized to make way for the new insulation. Place the new insulation inside the cabinet and cut the necessary openings. Then power pin the insulation so it's attached to the cabinet. With the insulation in place, install the mounting bracket. We suggest installing the bracket with the bottom of the coil near the top of the opening to prevent air loss. You'll also have to keep in mind where the return and supply water connections are and ensure you have enough hose. Be mindful of the riser location and never drill or screw near them. Line up the mounting bracket with the mount on the unit and slide it into place. Once the chassis is in position, screw into the marked holes to secure it. Slide the lip of the motor into the opening in the bottom of the chassis so it rests on the back of the opening. The two bolts at the front slide through the mounts on the blower. Fasten the wing nuts on the bolts so that they are finger tight. Pipe dope and install the threaded ends for hoses onto the return and supply water connections. Place the coil in the chassis and connect the supply and return flex hoses. Next, open the control box to wire power, line, neutral and ground. Make the thermostat wiring connections and close it up. Attach the mounting bracket to the control box and mount the box off the bottom on the side of the cabinet. Plug the blower connections in according to their markings. Mount the drain pan overflow sensor and install the control valve. Install the white wet switch alarm to the side of the control box. Cut out enough insulation in the bottom to place the wet switch. Test the switch by wetting it. Once it's dry, place it in the bottom. Attach the drain tube from the drain pan spigot to the bottom drain. Open the water valve and inspect the unit for leaks from the coil and new water connections. If it passes inspection, insulate the piping, supply and return, and ensure it's well taped. Install the thermostat backplate, wire it and then turn on the power to the unit. Complete the thermostat setup guide and test the overflow sensor. If everything is functioning properly, tidy the wiring and attach the retrofit baffle. When the installation is complete, install the access panel, frame and door. Finally, tidy up any mess. Remove the protective plastic sheeting and take out all the garbage.